Long Beach with Mo on the tube. Long Beach, baby. Long Beach and plug in the area. We're rocking. Long Beach with Mo for sure. Long Beach for sure. Long Beach with Mo for sure. Long Beach for sure. Long Beach with Mo, check out her TV show. Rockin' on your spot, it's called the LBC. 562.
Hello and welcome to the Long Beaching with Mo show. Long Beaching with Me show, welcome. We have Jack Dagger and Tonya Kay with us this evening. Tell us what you do.
I am a professional knife thrower.
No, these knives behind me.
Yes. Behind you. Mm-hmm. And I crack jokes and I throw knives around a girl.
But you don't only throw knives, do you? You throw other things too.
Yes, I do. Tomahawks, axes, anything with a sharp point.
Right. And you are also the fastest knife thrower? What?
World's fastest knife thrower.
You've got a belt buckle to prove it.
Big, shiny belt buckle to prove it. World champion speed thrower.
Ooh. And when did you get this?
I got this a couple of years ago, back when I was still competing.
Oh, and it's still shiny. It's not all tarnished.
Well, I only wear it for special occasions.
Oh, this is a special occasion. I'm very honoured. And the lovely Tonya Kay.
Hi.
You do what?
I am a professional dancer and an actress and a crazy brave girl. I also I perform whips. I'm a bull whip artist. Yeah. And he's even taught me to throw a little bit of knives.
All right.
Although I can't compare to the master.
But you're also the lady he throws knives at.
Around.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. And so you never ever have any sort of words before a show or anything like that, right?
I trust him with my life, for real.
Yeah, well,
really.
I think you have to.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's an understatement, right?
Yeah, it's a total meditation to stand up there against the target board.
Right, 100 points now.
Yeah, it's a total meditation. Like it's very intense between the target girl and the knife thrower. It's a tense relationship.
Yeah, what did you do? Did you apply for the job? Like, did you read the newspaper and?
How did it go down?
Well, actually, you're dead on accurate. I put an ad out in Backstage West. Originally, I had a concept of doing this kind of a Battle of the Sexes comedy Ren Fair show.
Right.
And there was going to be knife throwing by both parties, the two of us. So we were fighting, and there was some stick fighting and some sword fighting, and then we're throwing knives back and forth. And that eventually evolved into doing cabaret-style shows because I just couldn't get my foot in the door for the Ren Fair market. So I put an ad out in Backstage West. There was a lot of girls that responded to it. I was surprised. Yeah. And the audition went like this. I had 5 knives and a big log round set up in the corner of the room. And I just described with words how to throw the knives. I didn't actually do it. And I handed them the knives and says, go for it. And Tonya stuck 4 out of 5 knives her very first time. And I was like, okay.
Very impressed.
I'm thinking, play it cool. Got to look at the other girls. But I knew right away that she had the job.
Okay, so those girls are going to be watching now and go, well, if we didn't have the job, why didn't you tell us in the first place, right? No. But also now, you've been over to Japan?
Well, actually, no. Unfortunately. We've done Japanese television twice. And in both cases, I think it's less expensive for them to bring part of their key personnel over to the greater Los Angeles area.
Oh, so they all filmed it all here?
And they shoot here, and then they fly back. I think it's, for some reason, less expensive. And in this case, for some bizarre reason, we flew to frigid Ohio in December.
Oh, okay.
Which made no sense.
Yeah.
To be closer to go to Japan.
Yeah. It's like, why not Tokyo?
I know. And we flew there and had to build the target board the night before, and it stayed outside, and it was below freezing.
Oh, my gosh.
So all the moisture in the board, everything, and all the sap froze.
Oh.
So the next morning, it was like throwing in a piece of steel.
Or a piece of ice.
Or a piece of ice, and it
really.
just muscle the knives in.
But now... Actually, let's just roll what we have, because we have about 4 minutes worth of tape on what you actually do. And look very, very closely, folks, because you are going to be very, very surprised, and pleasantly surprised at that. So if we can go ahead and roll that, that would be fine. They're all in the control room now.
このナイフはすごくよく切れるんだぜ。というわけで、ナイフ投げの達人の神業に迫る。まずはアシスタントに向かって12本のナイフを投げる危険な技。果たして彼女の運命は？怖っ。これ。いや。 見事成功。ところで容赦なく飛んでくるナイフに対してアシスタントの女性は怖くないのだろうか。
怖いに決まってるじゃない。でも彼を信頼しているの。
では飛んでくるナイフはどのように見えているのだろうか。彼女に小型カメラをつけてその様子を撮影することに。果たしてその映像とは。これがアシスタント目線の映像である。鋭く尖ったナイフは回転しながら本人めがけて一直線。しかし絶妙な距離を置いて壁に突き刺さっているのだ。続いては
このキュウリを真っ二つにしてやるぜ。
なんとジャックはキュウリをアシスタントの腕に乗せて切るというのだ。果たしてそんなことが可能なのか。
いや、やめてやめて。どういうこと。
見事にカット成功。彼女の腕に傷をつけることなく絶妙にキュウリだけをカット。ナイフの柄の部分が腕に当たっているものの危険な刃の部分は見事にキュウリのみを捉えているのだ。この技を完成するのに15年かかったという。
次はもっとすごい技を見せてあげるよ。
彼は我々スタッフを別のスタジオへと案内した。そこでは一人の男性がナイフ投げの練習中。するとなんとあろうことか素手でナイフをキャッチしたのだ。鋭利なナイフを素手でキャッチするというまさに究極の荒技である。しかし一体なぜそんなことができるのか。そこで彼の達人技をスーパースローカメラで撮影しその秘密に迫ることに。
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
およそ4メートル先から無造作に投げられた鋭いナイフは弧を描きながら1回転。そして安全な柄の部分をめがけてジャックの手が伸びた。そして見事にキャッチ。放たれたナイフがジャックの元に届くまでわずか 0.4 秒。そのナイフを追うジャックの目線に注目していただきたい。 0.4 秒の間にナイフの回転を見切り柄の部分をキャッチする彼の動体視力こそこの達人技の秘訣だったのだ。続いてはスーパーカメラで無知の達人技の秘密を暴け。
Okay, that's very impressive. I was saying tons of cut, but was that a pun or what? I mean,
yeah,
you know.
Okay.
Okay, and I was just talking to you, and you were going to actually do the knife catch in the studio tonight.
That's right.
But we've run out of time, and I know that you said we have the bands waiting outside, and because we have a couple more shows
Something tells
to do.
me we'll be back.
Something tells me we'll be back too, but you have a lot going on, so just tell us what you've got going on first of all, and then I'm going to ask you about the knives.
Sure. Very soon, on April 26th, we're doing a show with William Shatner and Randy Travis over at the LA Equestrian Center. It's the annual Hollywood.
Houston, Hollywood, same thing, right?
I lived in Texas for a while, can you tell?
It's the hat.
It's the hat. The Hollywood Charity Horse Show.
Oh.
And Tonya and I are performing with the Rancho Indalo Riders with my bullwhip teacher, Anthony DeLongis. He's one of the big bullwhip masters in the world. In fact, he just got back from coaching Harrison Ford for the new Indy 4 movie.
Great.
And I go back and forth between loving him and hating him for that. You lucky son of a gun!
Oh.
And we actually handled one of the whips that was used in the movie the other day, and I was like, I'm a
cool.
bit of a fan.
You must be. I think you. Yeah. All agog.
Totally.
That's what they say.
Note to self: look up agog when I get home.
Okay. I don't think it's in the dictionary. But now, you're doing that, and if people want to look you up, how do they go about that?
They can go to my website, jackdagger.com.
Yeah.
They can also go to just Google or YouTube and search for Jack Dagger, and I've got lots of videos. The video we just saw is available on YouTube.
Okay.
For information on Tonya, you can look up her website as well, tonyak.com.
Okay.
And she has her fingers in so many pies, it's just amazing.
Yeah,
There's just
seems like it. Ball whips,
of
knives,
info on the
everything.
website.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm pretty active in the health and fitness community too, so look me up, find me.
Yay!
World famous raw vegan right here.
Woo! Okay, and the knives now. Tell us a bit about the knives. Get a close up.
Okay,
of these
sure. I
knives
brought
here.
one here.
Oh, you've got
actually.
one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sure these knives are new. You haven't seen these.
I haven't.
They weigh about £1 a piece, so they're a lot heavier than your normal performance show knives.
Right.
They're made out of a saw blade from a lumber mill from Maine, and it's virtually indestructible. I mean, it is just hard, heavy duty.
Yes.
What I wanted was sort of a meteorite, flaming meteorite cut out of the knives, and then after we drew the design kind of arbitrarily, we looked at it and I was like, holy smokes, it bears the exact profile image of my good friend and my hero, Chi-Chi Whitecloud, who was the greatest knife thrower that ever lived, and he's still alive up in Salamanca, New York.
Really?
And he looks kind of like a little Native American Ross Perot. Sounds like it too. He's got kind of a bit of a schnoz, and when he sees this, he's going to want to smack me for it. But
Smack your schnoz.
When we actually stood him up at an awards banquet a couple of years ago, and I had him turned sideways, and I held up this shape right here.
Oh, and then
next to
took a
his face,
picture?
and we took a photo of it. Yeah.
Oh, how fantastic!
So.
Yay!
These are the new knives.
Very impressive, I must say.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, the axes,
yes.
I'm actually unvailing here on your show. No one else has ever seen them. They're very new.
Okay.
Pull one off the board here for you.
Yeah.
Try not to drop it here.
Yeah, drop it on my head or something.
They sound pretty, too.
Ooh. It's like a Waterford crystal or something.
Yes. But a lot more deadly.
It just donged.
It just donged.
It just went ding.
My good friend Tim Ricochet Jester. In that video, the guy that was throwing the knives that I caught, that's Tim Jester.
Yes.
His nickname is Ricochet because they had a really bad practice session one day. And
oh, my God.
Nicknames, they die hard, don't
I'm
they?
kind of glad you're not doing it in the studio because I don't have, like, 911 standing here. It's like, but...
And Tim is a graphic designer. He works for Continental in Houston, as a matter of fact. That's how I know him. And he's just an amazing artist. And together we came up with this kind of a fantasy-looking design. It looks sort of kind of like a little bit of a Viking axe.
Yeah,
and if you can look, it's got my two knives crossed here in the center.
Your trademark.
Close. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yay.
Trying to not reflect the light of the camera. There you go.
Wow. Yeah, because I was saying, and you were saying too, it's really good quality, the shots that you got in Japan there, and I really love your Japanese. I mean, I didn't know you could speak Japanese.
Crash course.
And in Ohio?
In Ohio. Who knew?
But the quality of the tape, I don't think we could match up in the studio here, but I would like you to come back and do a live, stand up against the board, Tonya, and show us what you're made of there. And
I have an even better idea. We'll kind of go back and forth. Tonya can stand for a couple of poses. Maybe we could talk you into standing against the board for a pose or two.
And you can see what it feels like to have one of these heavy guys rock the board.
You know, I may
you.
do that.
Like a time breaks.
I thank you so much for coming in. And I haven't seen anybody that actually does the same sort of show that you do. How did you actually get into just very quickly, because we've only got a minute, but how did you train for this?
Well, ever since I was a kid, I probably 10 to 12 years old, my dad had these monster screwdrivers in his toolbox. In fact, every time we used to play ball in the street and something would go in the sewer, he would pry up those huge sewer lids with these screwdrivers because they were huge. And I would just sit in the backyard and flip them into the ground. And I would aim for these leaves and these little gumballs and things. And it just made sense to me. So I started throwing pocket knives into fence posts and into my skateboard and just being a terror until I finally found these proper made sturdy throwing knives, and I just went through the roof.
Because I had these envisions that you were from a family of knife throwers and that it was just handed down from generation to generation, but it just was within you.
I wish. Well, I had a lot of natural ability, but then I got onto a website that I have to recommend, run by my very good friend Scott Gracia.
Okay.
It is called Throwzini.com. That's Z, Throwzini. without him, the knife throwing community as it exists would never have existed.
Okay.
Everybody, through any web search, has found him, and through his local throwers section, found each other.
Great.
Through him, I found my practical mentor, which is Mike Alamo Beachin, and he runs the International Knife Throwers Hall of Fame, which also has its own website.
Great.
InternationalKnifeThrowersHallOfFame.com.
Great.
And I spent several weeks with him, from can till can't, every single day, throwing more knives than you could possibly imagine.
Right. Well, I'm being told to wrap it up.
Okay,
but
sure.
I thank you very much, Tanya, for coming in.
Mo.
So I hope to see you again, and
Great.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mo. It's good to see you.
Long Beach with Mo on the tube. Long Beach, baby. Long Beach, I'm plugging the area.